I don't understand why you'd go somewhere no one expects you, Ashley said, shrugging her shoulders. Couldn't we have gone somewhere for a few days instead? Matt looked at her. Ashley, be reasonable. You just got back from Thailand 2 weeks ago. So now you're going to count how much time I spent relaxing? Frankly, sitting at home, waiting for you to have time for me, isn't exactly a blast. Oh, I can see you're dying of boredom. Every other day you're out at a bar with your friends. What else am I supposed to do? Why don't you come with me? No, thanks. I need to work, or you won't have money to go to those bars. Ashley immediately hugged him. Okay, don't get so worked up. Of course you should go. It's your hometown after all. The mood was already sour. Even though they hadn't argued this time, Ashley had a knack for ruining the atmosphere without a full-blown fight. The journey wasn't short, just over 200 kilometers, but driving always calmed Matt. No one was truly waiting for him there. He had once lived in that small town, then moved away for college and stayed. He had tried countless times to convince his mother to move closer, but she always refused. Oh, no, your father and my parents are buried here. Who would visit them, she'd say. Besides, I'm used to it here. I don't want to go anywhere. I want to die here. 8 years ago, his mother passed away. He hadn't been back since the funeral. He didn't really have the time or the desire. He had also hurt a girl back then, his mother's neighbor, but he didn't want to think about it. The drive helped him calm down. As he pulled into town and stopped, a wave of nostalgia washed over him. Matt started driving again. There used to be only one hotel in the center of town. He had sold his mother's house immediately after her death, knowing he wouldn't have time to look after it. The hotel was still in business, and it even looked a little more modern. Hello, I'd like a room. A young woman smiled. Yes, of course, a standard suite. You have suites? Yes, we do. Why are you surprised? Oh, no, nothing. Sorry, a suite, yes. For how long? Well, for a couple of days for now. We'll see after that. He was even escorted to his room. The room wasn't exactly a luxury suite, of course, but it was clean, smelled fresh, and the view from the window was captivating. The town lay spread out below him, or at least the main part of it. Matt checked his watch. It was 6 p.m. He certainly wouldn't go to the cemetery at this hour. He'd go in the morning, buy flowers, a hoe, a shovel, and probably a bucket too. It was frightening to imagine how much grass had grown there in 7 years. That evening, he had a decent dinner at the hotel restaurant. He even saw a couple of familiar faces, but they didn't recognize him, and Matt didn't approach them. Honestly, he just wanted to be alone and relax. He didn't even call Ashley. She was probably out partying somewhere, and calling her would only ruin his mood again. He woke up surprisingly late the next morning, looked at the clock, and gasped. 10 a.m. He had never in his life slept so late. He washed up and ordered breakfast to his room. He left his car at the cemetery gates, taking a bucket, a shovel, and gloves from the trunk. From the car's interior, he retrieved a large bouquet of roses. Of course, he could have hired someone to clean everything up, and he probably would find someone to maintain it later. But today, he wanted to do it himself. Matt walked slowly along the path. The cemetery seemed to be expanding almost faster than the town itself. So many new graves, and the ages on the headstones were mostly not old. Matt, is that really you? He stopped. An old woman peered at him from behind a fence. Oh my goodness, Edna May, hello. Hello, Matt. I almost fainted. I thought I saw John walking by. Bless my soul. You look so much like your father. How are you, Edna May? This elderly lady had been his mother's neighbor. Well, not exactly next door, but a few houses down. Matt used to joke that they hung out on the same bench. Oh, I'm fine, just waiting for the Lord to take me. I visit my dear husband and tell him we'll be together soon. Why do you say that? Oh, I'm not complaining. I've lived a full life. Many don't live this long. So, you're here to see your mom and dad? Yes, I haven't been here in a long time. I dread to think what it looks like. Don't you worry, dear. I visit my friend's grave nearby. I don't have the strength to do a full clean-up, of course, but I look after it, pull a few weeds. Wow, thank you so much. I'll find someone to clean it properly before I leave. That's right. Graves should be kept neat. I see the cemetery is expanding. Oh, don't even get me started. All the young ones are dying, one after another, from drinking. They drink and they die. Our little town is going downhill. I see. Well, I should go now, Edna May. Go on, Matt. Make your mother happy. And if you have time, stop by my place. I still live in the same house. Matt walked on. He really should visit the old lady and bring her something nice. If he remembered correctly, her only son had been stabbed in a drunken brawl a long time ago, and she lived all alone. Matt approached the grave plot and stopped. Well, hello there, he murmured. The graves were, indeed, relatively clean. It was clear the old lady had tried her best. Still, he would clean it up thoroughly and throw out the excess. Matt spent over an hour working. When he was almost finished, he suddenly heard a voice behind him. I could clean up for you here, for a few coins? Matt spun around, startled by the voice, and froze. The offer came from a tiny girl, no older than 6 or 7. Where did you come from? I came to visit my mom, to clean up and bring flowers. There are lots of daisies in the field right now, and Mom loved daisies. So I'm here often. I come to tell her everything. You probably don't visit often, do you? No time. Matt sighed. That's true. And I live far away, in another city. Well, I could clean here. A few coins would help my grandma and me. Matt was a little flustered. Such a tiny, tiny child. But it was clear they needed money. Won't your grandma be mad? Oh, we won't tell her, the girl said, squinting slyly. Matt couldn't help but smile. She was quite a little rascal, almost like he was as a kid. Honestly, I don't know. I'll think about it. How about you show me where you live, and I'll come by when I've decided. The girl sighed. Just don't tell Grandma. Okay, I'm all done here. Want a ride, by the way, and you can show me where you live at the same time? The girl furrowed her brow for a second, then nodded. Grandma says you shouldn't ride with strangers because there are lots of bad people around, but you don't seem like a bad person. Matt smiled. Well, then, let's go. He quickly carried out the weeds and turned back to the headstones. I'll stop by before I leave. The girl walked beside him. My grandma always talks to Mom out loud, but I talk to myself. Mom hears what I think anyway. Why say it out loud? Matt carefully asked. Has it been a long time? A long time without your mom. I was 5 when she died, but I barely cried. I could see she was in pain. And Grandma said that after Mom went to heaven, nothing hurt her anymore. And I don't want Mom to hurt. I miss her, it's true, but I try not to think about it, because Mom sees everything and gets sad when I'm sad. What about your dad? We never had a dad, but we managed just fine on our own. Though I wish I could ask him why he didn't want us. Well, maybe he had some serious reasons. Matt felt a strange sensation. Talking about grown-up things with a small child was very unusual. Is that your car? Wow, it's nice. I've never seen one like it. Matt opened the door. Well, hop in then. The girl, whose name was Daisy, settled comfortably and declared, There's enough room in here for half the town. Matt chuckled. All right, co-pilot, where to? Do you know where the market is? Let's go there, and I'll tell you the rest. As they drove, Matt glanced at her from time to time. He had absolutely no experience interacting with children, but now, they were talking as if they weren't just century-old acquaintances, but lifelong friends. Turn here, Daisy pointed. Matt's blood ran cold. The girl was pointing in the direction of his mother's old house. There were still a few more turns, but when they finally rounded the corner onto the very street where Matt had grown up, he cautiously asked, Daisy, what's your grandma's name? Nina May. Matt's palms began to sweat. He knew only one Nina May on their street, and she was the mother of the very girl he had once hurt. He had been in such a state of despair that he hadn't paid attention to who came to mourn his mother, or what they said. Nothing had mattered. He hadn't even had a chance to say goodbye to his mother. He had driven like a maniac, but still hadn't made it in time. His mother's heart had given out, clearly from grief, from the fact that her only son could never find the time to visit her. The girl, he hadn't really registered her at the time, just the neighbor's daughter, seeing his state, had taken everything into her own hands. It was already dark when she looked onto the porch where he was hiding from everyone. Matt, I've cleaned everything up. I'm going now. Wait, stay with me for a bit. She smiled. Okay, do you want some tea? Yes, that would be nice. As they sat with their mugs, Matt finally looked at her. Rita, if I'm not mistaken. Forgive me. I remember meeting you, but nothing really sticks in my mind these days. Yes, that's right. I understand, you're going through a lot. Rita, why don't I remember you? She smiled. Her smile was so beautiful that Matt involuntarily froze when she did. It's just that I'm younger than you, and you boys never notice the little ones. But I remember you. He looked at her intently. If you remember me, why did you act so formal? Well, you became so distant, so unattainable. Something clicked in Matt's head. The girl, it seemed, had had a childhood crush on him. His thoughts subtly shifted, and when she stood up to leave, he caught her hand and pulled her to him. She cried but didn't resist. He was Rita's first. They stopped at the very house where Rita had lived. Matt asked in a wooden voice, "Was your mom named Rita? How did you know?" Matt gestured to the house next door. "My mom lived here." The girl looked at him with wide eyes. He helped her out, then thought for a moment and said, "I'll go in and say hello to your grandma." In truth, he desperately wanted to know what had happened to Rita. Why had she died? Had she, too, started drinking? It would be horrifying to hear that she had started drinking because of what had happened with him. Nina May recognized him instantly and said dryly, "Hello, Matt." He thought that Rita had probably told her everything, which was why she was speaking to him that way. But he didn't care. He was only there for a few minutes. "Nina May, what happened to Rita?" The elderly woman sighed. "Oh, Matt, it was that illness, the one for which there's no cure in our modern world. She was so sick, poor thing, laid up for almost a year. Nothing helped, no treatment at all." Matt shook his head. So young, so beautiful. They were silent for a moment, watching Daisy play with a dog. Then Nina May suddenly asked, "Did you come for Daisy? How did you know? Did you figure it out?" Matt felt as if he'd fallen into a pit. He almost lost consciousness, then resurfaced, and for some reason, he immediately understood what Nina May was talking about. I didn't know. I just understood everything right now." She sighed again. "Well, I would have found you anyway. I don't have much time left. Who will Daisy stay with?" He had to stay in the town a little longer. Matt couldn't even contemplate leaving the two of them there. When Nina May began to object, he declared, "Daisy needs you. You'll live in the city, where there's real medical care. You know, I couldn't persuade my own mother. Please, listen to me." He had to tell Ashley everything beforehand, so she wouldn't make a scene in front of Nina May and Daisy. "What? What daughter? And why do I need her here?" "Ashley, if you recall, the house still belongs to me." "So you're seriously saying you're bringing her here?" "Well, then I won't be here." Matt shrugged. "Perhaps that's for the best. You wouldn't be able to treat my daughter the way I'd want anyway." Ashley started screaming into the phone, but Matt hung up. He wasn't going to let her ruin his nerves. School was just around the corner. He needed to save his energy. He definitely needed it then. When the suitcase